Slack channel if you have anything. And I'll just turn it back over to Nancy here for some closing remarks, I guess.
Yes, thanks, Ben. So thanks to all of you for hanging in there. And I promise this won't even take 10 minutes. I just have a couple things I wanted to say. And believe it or not, I made a couple slides because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to say. So let me share and hopefully you can see that. Okay. Right. So this meeting, I think, has been a really enjoyable meeting for me. I hope it has been for you as well. And I wanted to take a few moments to just acknowledge that there's been a number of people, both during the meeting and behind the scenes, who have really helped out a lot. So first, I want to thank, and so if you're in one of these groups that I list, if you would just take a moment to turn on your video so people can see you, you can like wave or something. So the users committee actually gets a lot of credit because you all thought this was a good idea when I first broached the subject with you and suggested that maybe we could try to have a virtual symposium sometime. You also were really helpful in terms of advising me when would be a good time to do it and when wouldn't be. So like not a year ago when we were all freaking out about teaching online. So thanks to all of you who helped guide this process at the beginning. I also want to thank the Science Organizing Committee for helping to sort the abstracts and figure out a scientific program that would be interesting and would make sense sort of programmatically. Also want to thank the local organizing committee for helping set up a lot of different aspects of the meeting, from the website to GatherTown, the Slack, all these different things. And Jim Davenport is an honorary member of the LOC because he provided some early guidance based on his experience with the online Cool Stars meeting. So thanks to all of those people for helping to do that. There were a number of session chairs throughout this meeting. So if you chaired a session, thanks to you for agreeing to do that and for keeping us on schedule and asking good questions and making everyone feel welcome and engaged. So that was really great. So thanks if you chaired a session. And most importantly, thanks to all of you. Even if you came and you listened and didn't ever speak, I'm still really glad you're here. It was really, really nice to have everyone here. You know, this is my first time doing a conference like this. And so I thought of things that would be cool to do like maybe a week ago or, you know, today. So keep an eye on your mailboxes in the next few weeks because what would a conference be without a tiny bit of swag? So stay tuned for that.
So Nancy, I just want to jump in real quick and say,
please.
The biggest share of thanks should go to you. You really put most of the effort into putting this together, and it was a brilliant idea. So
well, thank you. Thanks. It was my pleasure. And really, it's been tremendous. So I want to share with you a few things that I'm taking away from this meeting personally, and you all may have different thoughts or different takeaway messages that you're walking away with. But from my perspective, sort of the biggest thing that I'm taking away is that there's a lot of really exciting, diverse science that's being done with our facilities at APO. You know, and I've had that sense. Every year you get asked to submit science highlights, which by the way, you won't have to do this year because I'm going to use these as the science highlights. So, you know, every year I kind of get an inkling of the breadth and the depth of the science, but this really allowed me to understand a lot of people's projects in a better way. So I'm really, really grateful to you for that, because I think it really helped me as the director to really understand more what everyone's doing. Another takeaway that I have is that there are some overlapping interests, right? So there are different people at different institutions working on similar problems, whether it's software development or certain stars that you're looking at, or well, all different types of science. And so I hope that you'll keep those conversations going even after the meeting ends, because I think that I mean, that was one of my goals for this meeting, was to sort of get that conversation started. So I hope we did that. Another key takeaway that I'm walking away with is that the observatory staff is one of our greatest assets. So we heard throughout the meeting, not just today, but through the talks, all throughout the meeting, you know, how grateful our users are to the folks on the mountain who enable all this great science to happen, right? So whether it's the day staff making sure the telescope is ready every night for you, or whether it's the night staff helping you to acquire your observations. Really, they deserve a huge thank you for everything that they do day in and day out in order to enable us to enjoy our time together this week. And lastly, I'm walking away with the sense that I have a fair bit to do. So this was a really good opportunity for me to think about some of the issues that I know that we have been tackling and I think need to continue tackling. So things like, how do we handle time domain observations, and how can we, upgrade our instrumentation to best meet the needs of our users, and all kinds of things, right? So this has been giving me a lot of food for thought about where to go from here. Last comment is just that it's really been an enjoyable 3 days. So I thank you one more time for your participation. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again sometime. I haven't really thought beyond today, but we'll see what people think down the road. So thanks again for everything. Thanks for participating, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks.
Yay.
Thanks, Nancy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nancy.